Loneliness at 60 is not quiet, it is deafening. Nights feel endless, meals taste empty, and the echoes of a life once full of love and laughter haunt every corner of your home. You wake up wondering if anyone still wants to hear your thoughts, touch your hand, or share the quiet moments that once defined intimacy. Life after 60 is supposed to be peaceful, but for many men it feels like a slow, invisible suffocation of the soul. The world moves on around you, vibrant and alive, while you struggle to find someone who still sees you, desires you, and wants to share this stage of life with you. Dating after 60 is no longer about adventure or fleeting romance. It is about survival of the heart. It is about courage, patience, and emotional endurance. Every glance, every smile carries layers of expectation, fear, and hope. Men who have been widowed or long single feel the sharp ache of absence, the void of shared nights, warm embraces, and whispered words that once made life feel complete. Stepping into the dating world now feels like walking into a storm with no map, where every misstep can reopen old wounds and every success feels fragile yet precious. For men who are widowed, the pain is sharper, more personal. The loss of a life partner is not just grief. It is a lifetime of rituals, companionship, and intimacy ripped away, leaving an emptiness that nothing else can fill. Yet even amidst this darkness, the desire to feel alive, seen, and wanted burns fiercely. Dating after 60 becomes a tightrope walk between hope and fear, between wanting connection and fearing disappointment. Every interaction is a test, every greeting a clue, and every moment a chance to either find joy again or sink into isolation. Understanding dating after 60, how women greet you when they haven't had intimacy, is no longer just advice, it is survival. Women at this stage, whether widowed, divorced, or long single, approach encounters with caution, wariness, and curiosity. Their greetings are subtle signals of their readiness to trust, engage, and share intimacy again. Recognizing and respecting these cues is the difference between connection and rejection. Men who grasp this, who understand the silent language of a hesitant heart, can navigate senior dating successfully, building relationships that are deep, meaningful, and profoundly rewarding. Dating after 60 can feel both liberating and intimidating. On one hand, there is a clarity that comes with age, an understanding of what one truly wants from a relationship. On the other hand, societal expectations, past disappointments, and the awareness of mortality can create hesitation. Many men wonder whether they still have the ability to form meaningful connections, to spark attraction, or to share intimacy. But the truth is that the heart does not age, and the desire for companionship remains as real and important as ever. For widowed men, the challenge is often greater. Losing a partner creates a complex mix of grief, nostalgia, and loneliness. At the same time, it can also awaken a longing for connection, for someone to share experiences with, and to feel emotionally alive again. Dating after 60 is not about replacing the past. It is about embracing a new chapter with respect for what has been lost and excitement for what still can be. The world of senior dating offers opportunities, lessons, and surprises that can reignite hope and joy in ways that might have seemed impossible immediately after loss. Dating in your 60 seconds also requires understanding the emotional landscape of women at this stage of life. Many women are similarly navigating grief, independence, and a desire for meaningful companionship. Some may not have experienced intimacy for years, either because they were widowed, divorced, or simply focused on raising families and managing responsibilities. This creates a dynamic where the initial interactions carry subtle layers of hesitation, curiosity, and sometimes shyness. It is within this context that we explore dating after 60, how women greet you when they haven't had intimacy. An insight that reveals much about human connection, emotional vulnerability, and the steps needed to build trust and attraction. When a woman has not been intimate for a long period, her greeting can be cautious yet revealing. It is often warm, polite, and tinged with curiosity. She may observe body language, tone, and energy carefully, trying to sense whether you are trustworthy, patient, and emotionally attuned. This is natural. After years of solitude, many women approach dating with both hope and careful evaluation. Understanding this subtle behavior is key for men navigating dating after 60. Patience, attentiveness, and respectful engagement are essential. The goal is to create comfort and safety, which are prerequisites for deeper connection and eventual intimacy. For widowed men and women alike, the first few encounters are crucial. They're less about physical attraction and more about emotional alignment, shared values, and mutual respect. Taking the time to engage in meaningful conversation, sharing life stories, and demonstrating empathy creates a foundation of trust. Women who haven't experienced intimacy for a long time are particularly sensitive to sincerity and emotional presence. This is where subtle gestures like attentive listening, warm smiles, and thoughtful questions make a significant difference. Men who understand these nuances can navigate senior dating with confidence and success. Dating tips for men entering this world are clear. First, always prioritize emotional connection over physical pursuit. At this stage, intimacy emerges naturally from trust, respect, and shared experiences. Second, practice active listening. Older women appreciate men who genuinely hear them, acknowledge their feelings, and engage thoughtfully. Third, be patient. Rushing or expressing overt sexual expectations too soon can create discomfort. Gradual progression, guided by mutual comfort, is far more effective. Fourth, maintain authenticity. Pretending to be younger or masking life experience is counterproductive. Honesty and transparency are far more attractive than artificiality. Social settings also influence first impressions. Senior-friendly venues, community events, or shared interest activities provide organic ways to meet women who may be widowed or exploring dating after 60. Casual greetings, laughter, and shared participation in activities help break the ice. When approaching someone, focus on genuine conversation rather than immediate romantic or physical intentions. This establishes respect and creates an environment where intimacy, when it naturally arises, is based on connection rather than expectation. Another important factor is understanding personal boundaries. Many women over 60 have spent years cultivating independence and self-reliance. Respecting those boundaries is critical in building trust. If a woman has not had intimacy for years, she may have heightened awareness of personal space and emotional limits. Men who navigate this with sensitivity demonstrate emotional maturity, a trait that is often far more appealing than youthful charm or superficial gestures. Respectful behavior signals security, patience, and reliability, all of which are essential in senior dating. Dating after 60 is also about shared interests and activities. Women who have been widowed or have not experienced intimacy in years often value companionship that extends beyond romantic attraction. They are looking for men who share hobbies, appreciate conversation, and can create enjoyable experiences together. Whether it is walking in a park, attending a cultural event, or exploring a new restaurant, these shared experiences deepen connection. Men who approach dating with the mindset of creating enjoyable shared moments rather than focusing solely on romance are more likely to succeed. Communication is another vital element. Women who have not been intimate for a long time often communicate indirectly at first, testing emotional responsiveness and attentiveness. They notice how men react to stories about past experiences, current challenges, and personal opinions. Responding with empathy, humor, and insight builds rapport. Men should avoid dominating conversations or immediately offering solutions. Rather, they should create an environment where both parties feel safe, valued, and heard. This approach enhances emotional intimacy and naturally leads to comfort with physical closeness when appropriate. Men entering senior dating should also consider their own emotional readiness. Understanding their desires, boundaries, and expectations ensures that interactions are balanced and respectful. For those who are widowed, it is essential to recognize grief, emotional scars, and lingering attachments. Healthy dating after 60 requires self-awareness, honesty about past experiences, and a willingness to engage authentically with a new partner. Women who have not experienced intimacy for a long time will sense authenticity, and genuine emotional presence is far more compelling than effortful charm or external appearances. Technology has also transformed dating after 60. Online platforms designed for seniors provide a low-pressure environment to meet women who may be widowed or exploring companionship. Profiles, messaging, and video calls allow men to understand personality, values, and lifestyle preferences before meeting in person. When combined with patience and respectful engagement, online senior dating creates opportunities for meaningful relationships. Understanding that women may be cautious, especially regarding intimacy, helps men approach digital interactions with care and empathy. Building trust is key at every stage. Women who have been widowed or have not had intimacy in years approach relationships with heightened sensitivity. Demonstrating reliability, attentiveness, and respect for emotional boundaries establishes safety. This foundation allows physical intimacy to emerge naturally over time rather than being rushed or forced. Men who approach dating after 60 with this mindset are more likely to create fulfilling, long-lasting connections. Self-confidence also plays a major role. Women over 60 are attracted to men who display calm, self-assured energy without arrogance. Confidence is less about physical appearance and more about emotional stability, wisdom, and the ability to engage meaningfully. Demonstrating that you value their experiences, listen actively, and share your own journey encourages mutual respect and lays the groundwork for intimacy when both are ready. Health and self-care should not be overlooked. Men who prioritize physical fitness, mental well-being, and hygiene signal that they value themselves and, by extension, their partner. While women who have not experienced intimacy for years may initially focus on emotional connection, physical attraction still matters. Gentle attentiveness to personal appearance, fitness, and overall vitality shows respect for both yourself and the woman you are courting. Finally, approach dating with a mindset of exploration and enjoyment. Women over 60, especially those who are widowed or have been away from intimacy for years, respond positively to humor, curiosity, and warmth. Shared laughter, meaningful dialogue, and thoughtful gestures create a connection that feels natural and rewarding. Senior dating is not about recapturing youth. It is about embracing life with authenticity, joy, and mutual respect. Dating tips for men include patience, empathy, and active listening, understanding subtle cues in greeting and behavior, creating shared experiences, and prioritizing emotional intimacy over rushed physical engagement. Recognizing that women may not have had intimacy for years, being attentive to boundaries, and approaching each interaction with respect and authenticity are crucial. Senior dating after 60, especially for widowed men, is about cultivating meaningful connections, supporting emotional well-being, and creating fulfilling companionship. In last, I will say, dating after 60, how women greet you when they haven't had intimacy reveals the importance of patience, respect, and genuine emotional engagement. Men over 60, whether widowed or newly single, benefit immensely from approaching relationships thoughtfully, understanding subtle social cues, and prioritizing emotional connection over physical expectations. Senior dating is a powerful tool for personal growth, happiness, and companionship. By following dating tips, honoring emotional boundaries, and creating shared experiences, men can enjoy meaningful relationships that enrich their lives in their golden years, offering connection, joy, and renewed purpose.